Life has a strange way of testing us when we least expect it. Just when things seem to be falling into place, something happens that shakes our peace. A sudden failure, a broken relationship, a health issue, or maybe just that heavy feeling of being stuck. We all go through it. Every single person you admire has faced moments when giving up seemed easier than moving forward. But here's the truth. The strength you're searching for isn't found when life is easy. It's discovered when life gets hard. When everything feels overwhelming, remember this. Pain is not your enemy. It's a teacher. It teaches you patience, resilience, and the real meaning of courage. Every tough moment is shaping you into someone wiser, stronger, and more capable than before. Life's hardest chapters are not meant to destroy you. They're meant to prepare you for the next level. Sometimes you just need a small reminder that you've survived tough times before. And you will again. You don't need to have all the answers today. You just need to take one more breath, one more step, and keep faith that this storm will pass too. So, if you're going through a hard time right now, stay with me. In this video, we'll go through 10 powerful reminders. Simple truths to hold on to when life gets tough. These will help you stay calm, keep your faith, and find your strength again, no matter what life throws at you. Tip 1. Hard times don't last, but strong people do. When life feels unbearably hard, it's easy to believe that this pain will last forever. The truth is, it won't. Every storm eventually runs out of rain, and every dark night eventually gives way to the sunrise. The moments that break you today are the same moments that will build you tomorrow. But when you're standing in the middle of it, it's hard to see that. You feel trapped, like there's no end in sight. Yet life has a rhythm, and no season, no matter how harsh, stays forever. Think about it. Have you ever faced something in the past that you thought you'd never get through? Maybe it was heartbreak, failure, or loss. And yet, here you are. You made it through. You may carry some scars, but those scars prove your strength, not your weakness. Every time you thought you couldn't take another step but did anyway, you grew stronger without even realizing it. That's what hard times do. They shape your inner power. When everything falls apart, remind yourself that this is temporary. You are not your pain. You're the person walking through it. It's easy to get lost in the darkness, but the secret is to keep moving, even if it's just one small step at a time. Sometimes surviving is its own kind of victory. Here's something to remember. A tree that stands tall in a storm doesn't grow that way overnight. It becomes strong because of the storms it survived. You too are becoming stronger with every challenge you face. The pain you feel right now is not here to destroy you. It's building endurance within you. Life is testing you, but not to see if you'll break. It's to remind you how powerful you already are. So when you wake up feeling lost or tired, tell yourself, this won't last forever. Repeat it until you believe it. Because one day soon, you'll look back on this time and realize that what once felt like an ending was actually a beginning. You'll see how much you've changed, how much you've learned, and how much more capable you've become. Even the most successful people have faced seasons when they almost gave up. The difference is, they didn't stay stuck there. They trusted that no matter how bad things looked, better days were ahead. That same truth applies to you. You might not control the storm, but you can control your response. You can choose faith over fear, progress over paralysis, and hope over despair. So take a deep breath. You're not behind in life, and you're not broken. You're in the process of becoming. Every hard moment is a chapter, not the whole story. Keep walking, even when the road feels endless, because the path you're on is leading somewhere better. Somewhere you'll look back from and say, "That's why I had to go through it." The storm will pass, it always does. But when it's gone, you'll still be standing, stronger, wiser, and unshakable. Tip 2. Pain is not punishment. It's preparation. When life hits hard, the first thing most people do is ask, "Why me?" It's human. We all crave answers when things don't make sense. But here's something most of us don't realize in the middle of our struggles. Pain isn't a punishment. It's preparation. The challenges you're facing right now might not make sense today, but one day, you'll look back and understand exactly why you had to go through them. Every disappointment, delay, and detour is quietly preparing you for something greater. Think about the strongest people you know. None of them became strong because life was easy. They became strong because they were tested, stretched, and pushed beyond what they thought they could handle. The most inspiring people aren't the ones who never faced pain. They're the ones who faced it, embraced it, and turned it into growth. When life throws pain your way, don't assume it means you did something wrong. Sometimes, it's the universe's way of pushing you toward what's truly meant for you. Maybe that job rejection wasn't rejection. Maybe it was redirection. Maybe that heartbreak wasn't the end of love. It was the beginning of self-love. Every closed door is a message. This isn't your stop. Keep moving. Pain forces us to slow down and reflect. It exposes what's fragile and shows us where we need to grow stronger. It makes us question what really matters, what we want to hold on to, and what we need to let go of. In the silence of your struggles, you often hear truths that you would have ignored in the noise of comfort. That's why pain can be your greatest teacher, if you allow it to be. Here's a simple truth. Comfort doesn't create growth. Growth happens in discomfort. The seed has to break to grow. The butterfly must fight its way out of the cocoon to fly. And you have to go through your seasons of pain to step into your purpose. So instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" try asking, "What is this teaching me?" That one shift in mindset can change everything. Many people run from pain, numb it, or pretend it's not there. But pain unacknowledged is pain that stays. Healing begins when you face it with honesty and courage. It's okay to cry. It's okay to rest. It's okay to not have it all figured out. What matters is that you don't give up. You keep showing up. For yourself, for your dreams, for the future you're building. Every painful experience carries hidden strength. You might not feel it now, but this very challenge is shaping your character. It's building empathy, maturity, and wisdom. The more you endure, the more you evolve. Pain can either break you or build you, and the choice is always yours. So, the next time life hurts, take a deep breath and remind yourself, this isn't punishment. This is preparation. You're being molded, refined, and made ready for something bigger than what you can see right now. One day, when you step into that moment of victory, everything will click. and you'll realize the pain wasn't wasted. It was the foundation of your strength. Hold on. You're not falling apart. You're being rebuilt. The pain you feel today is creating the version of you that will handle tomorrow's blessings. Keep trusting the process, even when it hurts, because one day you'll look back and whisper, "Now I understand." Tip 3. You're stronger than you think. When life gets tough, most people underestimate their own strength. They focus on what they've lost, what they can't control, or how broken they feel. But here's something powerful to remember. You've already survived 100% of your hardest days. Every time you thought you couldn't go on, you did. That means you're far stronger than you give yourself credit for. Strength doesn't always look like confidence or power. Sometimes it's the quiet decision to wake up, face the day, and keep going despite everything. You might not feel strong right now. You might feel tired, drained, and uncertain. But strength doesn't mean the absence of fear or pain. It means carrying both and moving forward anyway. Think of the times you pushed through heartbreak, disappointment, or loss. You didn't have a map, but somehow you made it. You found a way. That's strength. It's not about being fearless. It's about having courage even when fear is loud. We live in a world that tells us to appear strong, to smile when we're hurting, and to act like everything's fine. But real strength isn't about pretending. It's about staying honest with yourself, admitting when you're struggling, and still choosing to try again. True strength grows quietly in those private moments when no one's watching, when you decide not to give up on yourself. Think about nature for a second. Have you seen how trees bend in strong winds but rarely break? That's what strength looks like. Flexibility, endurance, faith. You too have that resilience inside you. The world might try to knock you down, but as long as you don't surrender, you're still in the fight. Every challenge you overcome becomes proof of your inner power. When you doubt yourself, pause and remember how far you've come. Remember the things you once thought would destroy you but didn't. Remember the nights you cried but still showed up the next day. Remember the times you wanted to quit but kept walking anyway. That's your evidence. That's your strength. You are not defined by your weakest moments. You are defined by how you rise from them. Strength is built one small act of courage at a time. It's built when you say, "I'll try again" after failure. It's built when you hold faith in your heart even when the world feels cold. And it's built when you believe in yourself, even when no one else does. Life will keep testing you, not to prove your weakness, but to help you discover your power. Every time you face a new challenge, it's life's way of saying, "You're ready for this." You may not see it yet, but every difficult step is preparing you to handle bigger blessings. So, the next time you feel like you can't take another step, remind yourself, you've been here before, and you made it through. You're stronger than your pain, wiser than your fear, and braver than your past. Believe that. Let your scars remind you of your survival, not your suffering. You don't need to have everything figured out today. You just need to keep showing up. Because strength isn't built in comfort. It's built in the moments that test you the most. And right now, even if you can't see it, you're becoming unshakably strong. Tip 4. Let go of what you can't control. One of the hardest lessons in life is realizing that no matter how much we plan, worry, or wish, we simply can't control everything. We can't control how people treat us. We can't control the outcome of every situation. We can't even control the timing of when good things happen. And yet, most of our pain comes from fighting against this truth. We want things to go our way, and when they don't, we feel lost, frustrated, or powerless. But here's the reality. The more you try to control the uncontrollable, the more you suffer. Peace begins the moment you accept what's beyond your control and focus on what you can actually change. Think about how much time we spend trying to manage things that are completely outside our hands. We replay conversations, hoping we could have said something different. We stress over people's opinions, trying to please everyone. We hold on to past mistakes, wishing we could rewrite them. But none of that changes anything. The past is gone. People's thoughts are theirs, not yours. And life has its own timing that doesn't always match our plans. The truth is, control is an illusion. And the sooner you understand that, the freer you'll become. Imagine you're holding a rope that's burning your hands. The tighter you hold on, the more it hurts. But the moment you let go, the pain begins to fade. That's exactly what happens when you try to control everything in life. You burn yourself out emotionally, mentally, and physically. Letting go doesn't mean giving up. It means trusting that what's meant for you will stay, and what's not will leave for a reason. You can't control every wave, but you can learn how to surf. Life will always bring challenges, changes, and unexpected turns. Instead of resisting them, flow with them. Focus on what you can do right now. You can control your attitude, your effort, and how you respond. That's where your true power lies. Letting go also means releasing people who no longer value or respect you. It means accepting that not everyone will understand your heart. And that's okay. You're not responsible for fixing others, proving yourself, or chasing those who walk away. When you stop forcing things that aren't meant for you, you make space for things that are. Sometimes peace is simply walking away from what disturbs your soul. You might wonder, but what if things go wrong? They might. But worrying about it won't stop it. Instead, trust that no matter what happens, you'll handle it, just as you've handled everything before. Life has a way of guiding us, even when the path feels unclear. What seems like loss today could be protection in disguise. What feels like a setback might be preparation for something better. Here's something powerful to practice. When you find yourself spiraling into worry, pause and ask, "Can I control this?" If the answer is no, release it. Focus your energy where it actually matters, on your growth, your peace, your mindset. The more you practice this, the lighter you'll feel. Letting go doesn't happen overnight. It's a process of trust. You'll have days when you want to take back control, and that's okay. Just remind yourself that holding on too tightly only hurts you more. Life is not something you can control. It's something you experience. And sometimes, the most courageous thing you can do is surrender. Not in defeat, but in faith. Remember, some of the most beautiful chapters in your life won't start until you stop clinging to the old ones. You can't step into your next season if your hands are full of what's behind you. The moment you release control, you make room for miracles to happen. You make room for peace to grow. So take a deep breath. Let go of what you can't fix. Stop replaying what went wrong and start focusing on what's still possible. Trust that the right people, opportunities, and outcomes will find you when the time is right. You don't need to chase them. You just need to be ready to receive them. When life gets hard, it's easy to feel helpless. But the truth is, letting go is one of the most powerful choices you can make. It's an act of strength, not weakness. Because when you stop trying to control everything, you allow life to surprise you in the best ways possible. So, loosen your grip, breathe deeply, and remind yourself, you don't need to have control to have peace. You just need trust. Let go and let life unfold the way it's meant to. You'll be amazed at how beautiful things can become once you stop forcing them. Tip 5. Every struggle is building your character. When life feels unfair or painful, it's easy to wonder, why me? Why does it always have to be so hard? But if you take a closer look, you'll notice that your greatest growth has often come from your toughest seasons. The truth is, every struggle you face is shaping your character, molding you into someone wiser, calmer, and stronger than before. You may not see it in the moment, but every challenge carries a hidden lesson designed to bring out your best self. Character isn't built in comfort, it's built in resistance. Think about how muscles grow. You have to push against weight, against pressure, against pain. The same happens with your inner strength. Every difficulty, every failure, every disappointment is a kind of mental workout that builds your emotional and spiritual muscles. You're becoming tougher not because life is easy, but because you've learned how to stand tall when it isn't. Every time you choose patience over frustration, forgiveness over anger, or faith over fear, your character grows. And that growth stays with you forever. Challenges may take away your comfort, but they can't take away your growth. Once your character expands, it never shrinks back. That's why some of the calmest, kindest, and most grounded people you'll ever meet are the ones who have suffered the most. Their pain became their teacher, not their prison. But let's be honest. When you're going through something heavy, it's hard to see anything good coming from it. You might feel like the world is against you, or that nothing you do makes a difference. That's okay. Growth doesn't always feel like growth when it's happening. It often feels like confusion, exhaustion, or even chaos. But later, when you look back, you'll realize how much stronger and wiser you became because of it. Struggles teach you things that comfort never could. They show you who your real friends are. They reveal your inner strength. They remind you what truly matters. When everything falls apart, you learn to build again. But this time, stronger. You start to value peace over approval, purpose over perfection, and integrity over instant gratification. You see, life isn't trying to break you. It's building you. Every experience, whether good or bad, is part of your personal training program for becoming your highest self. The pain that feels unbearable right now might be the very thing shaping your patience or teaching you empathy. The disappointment that's making you cry might be preparing your heart to appreciate future blessings. Nothing is wasted if you choose to learn from it. So, the next time life challenges you, instead of saying, "Why me?" try saying, "What is this trying to teach me?" That small shift in perspective can turn your pain into power. You'll start to see challenges not as punishments, but as opportunities to grow. Every difficult situation becomes a chance to develop qualities like resilience, humility, self-control, and compassion. Character isn't something you're born with. It's something you earn through experience. It's built through failures, heartbreaks, and the moments that test your patience. And here's the beauty of it. No one can take it away from you. Money, status, or possessions can be lost, but character stays. It's the foundation of true success and inner peace. When you see someone calm under pressure or kind despite being hurt, know this: they weren't born that way. They were shaped that way by struggle. They learned that life's storms don't come to destroy you. They come to reveal what's unshakable within you. Every time you choose to stay kind when others are cruel, or keep believing when things don't make sense, your soul grows stronger. So if life feels hard right now, remember, this is your training ground. You're being shaped for the next level of your journey. Don't rush the process. Trust it. One day, you'll look back and realize that what felt like breaking was actually building. The pieces that fell apart were just clearing space for the stronger version of you to emerge. You may not have control over what happens, but you have full control over how you respond. That's what defines your character. Every decision to stay calm, to stay hopeful, to stay kind, even when it's hard, is shaping the person you're becoming. So keep going. You're not just surviving these challenges, you're being sculpted by them. And when this chapter ends, you'll walk out with a deeper heart, a stronger spirit, and a character that no storm can ever destroy. Tip 6. It's okay to rest. You're not weak for needing a break. One of the biggest misconceptions people have is that being strong means never slowing down. We live in a world that glorifies constant hustle, where exhaustion is mistaken for dedication and burnout is seen as a badge of honor. But real strength isn't about pushing yourself until you break. It's about knowing when to pause, breathe, and recharge. Rest is not weakness, it's wisdom. It's what allows you to keep going when life gets heavy. There are moments when your body feels drained, your heart feels heavy, and your mind feels like it's carrying the weight of 1,000 worries. In those moments, your soul isn't asking you to try harder. It's asking you to slow down, to stop running from your feelings and give yourself permission to simply be. You're not lazy for needing rest. You're human. Even the strongest machines need maintenance, and your heart and mind are no different. Sometimes, rest doesn't mean sleeping all day or doing nothing. It can mean taking a quiet walk, turning off your phone for a few hours, journaling your thoughts, or spending time with someone who makes you feel safe. It can mean crying when you've held everything in for too long. It can mean saying no to something that drains your energy. Rest looks different for everyone, but its purpose is always the same: to help you return to yourself. When life gets hard, it's tempting to believe you have to keep fighting every second. But strength is not about how long you can fight. It's about how well you recover. Even warriors need rest between battles. You can't pour from an empty cup. You can't show up for others if you're completely drained inside. Taking care of yourself is not selfish. It's survival. Look around you. Nature rests too. The sun sets every evening. The ocean ebbs and flows. Trees shed their leaves in autumn so they can grow again in spring. Everything in nature has a rhythm, a balance between action and rest. You're no different. Your soul also needs seasons of rest to heal, reflect, and gather strength for the next chapter. Many people push themselves to the point of burnout because they fear that resting means falling behind. But here's the truth. Rest doesn't slow you down. It prepares you for your next leap forward. When you take time to rest, your mind becomes clearer, your emotions settle, and your spirit grows stronger. You make better decisions when you're calm than when you're exhausted. Sometimes, the best thing you can do is pause. Sit quietly and listen to what your heart is trying to tell you. The answers you're looking for often come when you stop trying so hard to find them. Rest gives you the space to hear your inner voice, the one that's been drowned out by noise, stress, and self-doubt. If you've been fighting too long, give yourself permission to rest today. Not because you've given up, but because you're smart enough to know your limits. Rest isn't the end of the journey. It's part of the journey. It's the breath between two steps, the pause between two notes in a beautiful song. Without rest, even the most powerful melody loses its rhythm. Don't feel guilty for taking a break. You're not falling behind. You're refueling for what's next. Remember, it's often in moments of stillness that transformation happens. When you rest, your body heals, your heart regains strength, and your spirit remembers that it's okay to be soft in a hard world. So, the next time you feel tired, not just physically, but emotionally, honor that feeling. Let yourself rest without guilt. Let your body recharge and your mind reset. You don't need to prove your worth through endless effort. You're already worthy. You deserve peace, even in the middle of chaos. And when you're ready, you'll rise again, with clearer vision, deeper calm, and renewed energy. Because rest doesn't make you weak. It reminds you that even in stillness, you're growing. It's the pause that gives your power back. Remember, you can start over as many times as you need. The world will still be here when you return. So, take that deep breath. Step back if you must. You're not quitting. You're healing. And healing is the bravest thing you can do when life gets hard. Tip 7. Focus on what you still have, not what you've lost. When life gets tough, it's easy to get stuck thinking about everything that's gone wrong, the opportunities missed, the people who left, the plans that didn't work out. You replay memories, question your choices, and wonder how things could have been different. But focusing on what's lost only deepens your pain. Real healing begins when you shift your focus to what you still have. The things, people, and blessings that remain even after the storm. Gratitude is one of the most powerful tools for surviving hard times. It doesn't mean pretending everything is fine when it's not. It means choosing to notice the light that still exists, even when the darkness feels heavy. It's about looking around and realizing that even though life didn't go as planned, not everything is lost. You still have breath in your lungs, strength in your body, and lessons in your heart. You still have a chance to rebuild, to begin again, to grow wiser from what you've endured. When you focus on what's gone, you feed sadness. But when you focus on what's still here, you feed hope. And hope is what keeps you alive when everything else feels empty. It reminds you that life, even in its most broken form, still holds beauty. Sometimes in the smallest moments, like the smile of someone who cares, the comfort of a quiet morning, or the warmth of sunlight through your window. Those small things are not small at all. They're signs that you're still surrounded by life. Sometimes we lose things not because we're being punished, but because we're being redirected. Life has a way of clearing out what no longer serves us, even when we don't understand it. That job, that relationship, that plan. Maybe they were part of your journey, but not your destination. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting. It means honoring what was and moving forward with what's left. If you've lost something or someone recently, it's okay to grieve. It's okay to cry, to miss, to feel the emptiness. But after the tears, lift your eyes again. Look at what's still in front of you. Your health, your potential, your ability to love, your dreams that are still alive. Loss may have changed your path, but it hasn't ended your story. You're still here for a reason. There's still purpose in your pain. One of the most healing habits you can build during difficult times is practicing daily gratitude. Each morning or night, take a moment to name 3 things you're grateful for, no matter how small. It could be something as simple as a kind message, a good meal, or just the fact that you made it through another day. Gratitude doesn't erase your pain, but it shifts your focus from what's missing to what's meaningful. Over time, this shift can transform how you see everything. Here's something powerful to remember. Even after loss, there's always something left to build on. Maybe it's your resilience. Maybe it's your faith. Maybe it's your lessons learned. Whatever it is, it's enough to start again. Life doesn't ask you to have everything. It asks you to work with what's left and make it beautiful again. Look at history, at people who've lost everything and rebuilt their lives from the ground up. They didn't start over with more. They started over with less. But they used their courage, creativity, and determination to rebuild something even stronger. That same spirit lives in you. You may have lost something dear, but you haven't lost your power to create, to love, and to rise again. Sometimes what's left after loss is more valuable than what was taken. Because what remains is real. It's pure. It's yours. It's the people who truly care, the lessons that changed you, the strength that woke up inside you when everything else fell apart. So, when life gets hard, don't let your heart dwell on what's gone. Instead, look around and whisper, "Thank you." Even if it's through tears. Thank you for the breath in my body. Thank you for another sunrise. Thank you for the chance to begin again. Gratitude turns pain into purpose, loss into wisdom, and endings into new beginnings. You might not have everything you want right now, but you still have enough to keep moving forward. Enough to rebuild your joy, your peace, your dreams. The secret to resilience isn't having a perfect life. It's appreciating what's left after imperfection. And as long as you have even a little hope, a little love, a little faith, you still have everything you need to rise again. So, take a moment right now to look around. Feel your heartbeat. Notice what's still good. That's where your strength begins. That's where healing starts. Not in what you've lost, but in what you still have. Tip 8. Don't be afraid to start over. Starting over can feel terrifying. It's like standing at the edge of a cliff, unsure if you'll fall or fly. You've already invested time, energy, emotions, maybe even years, into something that didn't go as planned. And now the thought of rebuilding from zero feels impossible. But here's the truth. Starting over is not a sign of failure. It's a sign of strength. It means you've learned, you've survived, and you're brave enough to begin again. Sometimes life has to tear down what's weak so you can rebuild something stronger. The end of one chapter doesn't mean the story is over. It simply means you're turning the page to a better one. Think of the seasons. Winter may look like everything is dead, but underneath the frozen ground, new life is quietly preparing to bloom. The same goes for you. Even when it feels like everything is ending, something new is growing within you. Maybe you lost a job, ended a relationship, or watched a dream collapse. Yes, it hurts deeply. But what if this isn't punishment? What if it's redirection? What if life is removing what no longer serves you so that you can discover what truly belongs to you? Sometimes we cling to comfort zones and old versions of ourselves so tightly that the universe has to shake things up to set us free. You see, every fresh start brings with it an opportunity, a clean slate to rebuild with the wisdom you didn't have before. You're not starting from scratch. You're starting from experience. The things that once broke you taught you valuable lessons about who you are and what you deserve. Now you can make better choices, love yourself more deeply, and create a life that actually aligns with your soul. Think about people who had to restart their lives completely, maybe after losing everything. Many of them didn't just rebuild, they came back stronger. J.K. Rowling wrote Harry Potter when she was broke and struggling as a single mother. Steve Jobs was fired from the company he founded, only to return years later and make it greater than ever. Oprah was told she wasn't fit for television, and now she's one of the most powerful voices in media. Each of them faced rock-bottom moments. But instead of staying there, they chose to begin again. And that's what starting over really means. Choosing hope over fear. It means refusing to let the past define your future. It's not about forgetting everything you've been through. It's about using those lessons to create a life that feels more like you. If you're scared right now, that's okay. Fear means you're growing. You don't have to have everything figured out. You just have to take one small step. Start by believing that it's possible to rebuild. Then take action, little by little. Maybe it's updating your resume, reaching out to someone new, or simply writing down what you truly want from life now. Progress may be slow at first, but every small move counts. Remember this. The comeback is always stronger than the setback. The person you'll become on the other side of this new beginning will thank you for not giving up when things felt impossible. You're not behind. You're being rerouted to something greater, something that fits the person you're becoming. So, when life knocks you down, don't fear the reset. Embrace it. Sometimes God or the universe breaks your plans before they break you. Starting over doesn't mean you failed. It means you're brave enough to create something new, something that finally feels right. Your new beginning is waiting. Don't let fear hold you back. Close the old door gently and step into your next chapter with hope. The best version of your story hasn't been written yet. It's just beginning. Tip 9. Don't compare your journey to others. One of the most painful traps we fall into especially when life gets hard, is comparing our journey to someone else's. You scroll through social media and see everyone smiling, traveling, celebrating success, and you start thinking, why is their life so perfect while mine feels like it's falling apart? But here's the truth that will set you free. You're not behind, and you're not losing. You're just on a different timeline. Your own unique path that no one else can live. Comparison is a thief. It steals your peace, your confidence, and your ability to appreciate your own growth. The problem is, we often compare our behind the scenes with someone else's highlight reel. You see the best moments of their lives, the promotions, the happy relationships, the wins. But you don't see their struggles, sleepless nights, heartbreaks, or failures that led them there. Every person you admire has fought invisible battles you know nothing about. Think about it. A flower doesn't compete with the one blooming next to it. It just opens up when it's ready. The same is true for you. Your time will come when it's meant to, not when someone else's does. When you stop comparing, you start growing. You begin to see that your pace is perfect, your progress is enough, and your story has value, even if it looks different. The truth is, everyone's journey unfolds in its own rhythm. Some people find success early. Others take longer because their path is preparing them for something deeper and more meaningful. Some people's growth is loud and visible. Others is quiet and internal. Both are valid. Both are beautiful. Don't rush your process just because someone else seems to be ahead. You might not see it now, but you're building something strong and lasting, something that can't be shaken by comparison. And remember this, life is not a race, it's a journey. You're not here to outshine anyone else. You're here to become the best version of yourself. When you compare, you lose sight of your own progress. But when you focus on your lane, you start realizing how far you've come. Maybe you're not where you want to be yet, but you're not where you used to be either. And that's progress worth celebrating. If you ever feel discouraged watching others move faster, remind yourself, my story is not theirs. The chapters of your life are unfolding at the exact pace they need to. Some of the best blessings take time. You might be in a season of waiting, but that doesn't mean your time won't come. The seed planted today doesn't bear fruit tomorrow, but that doesn't mean it's not growing roots underground. Here's a little truth that can help. What's meant for you will never miss you. You don't have to chase what's already yours. You just have to stay consistent, keep working, and trust that the universe or God is aligning things in your favor, even when it doesn't look like it. Try this. Every time you catch yourself comparing, shift your focus to gratitude. List 3 things you're thankful for, no matter how small. Gratitude pulls you out of envy and puts you back into peace. It reminds you that your life already has beauty, even if it's still a work in progress. And most importantly, be kind to yourself. You're doing your best with what you have. You're learning, growing, healing, and trying. And that's enough. No one else has your mix of experiences, lessons, and dreams. No one else is walking the same road you are. So, stop measuring your worth by someone else's timeline. Your journey is not late, it's just different. And when it's your time, everything will fall into place perfectly. Not early, not late, but right on time. Tip 10. Keep moving forward, no matter how small the steps. When life feels overwhelming, it's easy to get stuck. You might feel like every step forward is impossible, like you're carrying a mountain on your shoulders. In those moments, it's tempting to pause, to wait for things to get easier, or to hope for a perfect solution to appear. But here's the truth. Progress doesn't require giant leaps. What matters most is simply moving forward, even if it's just one small step at a time. Think about walking through a dark forest. You may not see the whole path, but as long as you take one step and then another, you keep advancing. Each small step may feel insignificant, but over time, those steps add up. They lead you out of the darkness. The same principle applies to life. You may not be able to fix everything at once, but you can do the next right thing. You can take one small action today that will bring you closer to hope, healing, or your dreams. Small steps build momentum. They remind you that you're still capable, still moving, still alive. Even when life seems like it's falling apart, these tiny victories matter. Maybe it's getting out of bed on a day when you feel hopeless. Maybe it's making a phone call you've been avoiding. Maybe it's writing down your thoughts, asking for help, or simply breathing through the pain. Each small action is proof that you are not giving up. Sometimes people feel paralyzed because they focus on the entire mountain ahead. They think, how can I climb this when it's so huge? The truth is, you don't have to climb it all at once. Focus on the next step, and then the next. One step at a time is all life asks of you. One step is enough to keep hope alive. One step is enough to honor your strength. Persistence is more powerful than perfection. You don't need to have all the answers, and you don't need to move fast. What matters is that you keep showing up for yourself, day after day. The consistent effort, even when small, creates a ripple effect that eventually changes your life. The key is to value progress over speed. Slow progress is still progress, and it counts. Life's storms can make it feel like you're going backward, but even then, moving forward doesn't mean the path is straight. Sometimes, the smallest steps might look like circles or detours, but they are part of the journey. Trust that every step, even if it seems insignificant, is guiding you toward growth, understanding, and eventual triumph. Here's something powerful to remember. Courage isn't always loud. Sometimes, courage is quiet. It's getting out of bed after a sleepless night. It's facing another day when your heart is heavy. It's taking the first step even when fear whispers, "You can't do it." Those quiet acts of courage accumulate, and over time, they transform your life. Another important part of moving forward is self-compassion. Don't punish yourself for moving slowly or making mistakes. Mistakes are part of the journey, and setbacks are temporary. Every step, no matter how small, is proof of your resilience. Every small effort matters because it proves that you're still trying, still fighting, still believing in your own power to survive and thrive. Visualize your progress like a candle in the dark. One tiny flame may not light the entire room, but it pushes back the darkness. One small step may not solve all your problems, but it moves you forward. And as you keep taking steps one by one, the path becomes clearer. The darkness starts to fade. The light grows stronger. And before you know it, you've walked farther than you ever thought possible. So, when life feels impossible, when the mountain seems too high, when you're tempted to give up, remember this. All you need is one small step. Then take another. And then another. Keep moving forward, even if it's slow. Keep showing up, even if the results aren't immediate. Keep believing, even if hope feels distant. Because every step matters. Every effort matters. Every breath, every decision, every action, no matter how small, carries the potential to change your life. One day, you'll look back and realize that the steps you thought were too small to count actually led you out of the storm, closer to your dreams, closer to peace, closer to the person you were meant to become. So don't stop. Keep going. Take the next step, and then the next. Your journey isn't over yet. It's just beginning. Thank you so much for staying with me until the end. Life may get hard, and challenges may feel overwhelming. But remember, every struggle, every setback, and every difficult moment is shaping you into a stronger, wiser, and more resilient person. Keep holding on, keep moving forward, and trust that brighter days are ahead. If you found value in these tips, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more motivational and practical advice to help you navigate life's challenges. Hit the notification bell so you never miss an uplifting video that can inspire and guide you every day. Share this video with friends or loved ones who might need a reminder that they are stronger than they think and capable of overcoming anything life throws their way. Your journey matters, your growth matters, and together, we can build a community of support, encouragement, and positivity that reminds us all to never give up, even when life gets hard. Stay strong, stay hopeful, and keep moving forward.